Hail to the king, baby.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to the 4th annual Home Arcade Awards, coming to you from beautiful Michael B's Gaming Arcade. I really hope my mic is working. If it's not, I am so sorry, guys. Anyways, it is the 4th annual, and we didn't do one last year because there were no cool things to talk about, and there haven't been that many cool things to talk about this year either. That's why we added a couple new categories, including the worst of, which I kind of hate doing. I don't like focusing on the negativity, but sometimes it's important to tell these companies about what they're doing wrong so they do better in the future. So we've decided to add them. So guys, tonight, it's all about the Home Arcade Awards. If you take a look, there is a poll currently up. That's going to be our first award, kind of like a Razzie we're giving away tonight. And that is biggest disappointment in Home Arcade of 2025. Your choices are Basic Fun WrestleFest rosters, iconic arcade delays, AtGames server issues, and people not being able to access their games. And then last but not least, New Wave Toys pre-order status. So what I'm going to do for each of these categories, I actually have a little graphic done. I actually did work tonight, guys. This is not your normal Michael B. the Game Genie shows up last minute and then rambles on for an hour show. No, there's actual work, thought, and effort put into tonight's show. So let me just get that picture up. I'll put it on screen, and then we'll go through all the wonderful people that have joined me here in the chat, who I want to say thank you to. So just one second. There it is. So let me make this smaller. That's what she said. And then we will bring this up on screen. And I'm going to get a better view here, and I'll see if I can make it bigger. That's as big as it'll go. So those are your biggest Home Arcade disappointments of 2025 so far. So it's the iconic arcade pre-order communication delays, WrestleFest Basic Fun Arcade Classics rosters, New Wave Toys pre-order issues, and of course the AtGames server issues. Can we have a category for the person you are most disappointed with in this chat? By the way, Duck Hunt is top 5. I could never be disappointed with you, Stock Jock, ever. Basic Fun not releasing the Supreme line this year bummed me out. Yeah, that is one too, but I believe there are still bigger issues. Ninja Commando still on replay in the background. I put it on specifically for you for your comment earlier, Neo's Arcade News. So guys, before we get started, 2 things. The very first thing is I got a phone call from a fellow YouTuber, obviously not somebody telling me not to watch the Arcade Insiders. No, this time it was a phone call from a fellow YouTuber who you all may know, P-Dubs Arcade Loft. So P-Dubs Arcade Loft said to me, Mike, I see you're doing the Home Arcade Awards tonight. And I was like, yep, that's tonight. I told everybody last week. So he said, just do me a favor. Don't do favorite YouTuber. There's enough drama going around in the community right now. I don't need anybody bothering me. I can't take it. So please, whatever you do not do any awards for home arcade YouTubers or any polls or anything like that. And you know the way I am. I'm Michael B, the Game Genie. And if someone tells me not to do something, I'm going to double down. So we aren't going to hold a poll for the best home arcade YouTuber this year. No, we're going to do something else. We're going to give P-Dubs the Lifetime Achievement Award of the Home Arcade Awards as the greatest home arcade YouTuber ever. So everybody in the chat, do me a favor. Let's all wish P-Dubs a huge congratulations on his Lifetime Achievement Award as the best home arcade YouTuber of all time. So thank you very much. With that out of the way, let's get through the chat and say hello to everybody. First up in the chat earlier today was Retro Ron RL. Oh my goodness, these awards have to be sparse with last year. You aren't kidding. It was a slight year, but there still were some gems that we can talk about. And it's not really about what I think so much as what the community thinks. That's why we're going to be doing loads of polls throughout the night to decide who wins what awards. JJ said, do products that companies have been taking pre-orders on but not yet delivered in 2025 count? Glenn's Retro FU, New Wave Toys, Iconic, Unico, Raiden, etc., etc. Yes, JJ, don't worry. We've got a category specifically for you. Prince Vinny says, Michael is wearing a suit. God, no. It's been a long time since Michael wears a suit. Michael doesn't even go into the office anymore. Gamer Fridge says, LOL, I had the same idea. I did too, Gamer Fridge, 4 years ago. John Fritz, I'm not sure that suit would fit you. No, God, no. That suit wouldn't fit 2012 Michael B, which I later stated in the comments. Josh Denny, that's totally a legit photo. Nope, not at all. Not even remotely. Then we've got Dan in St. Louis dropping in the chat. Said hello to me. Everybody else that was in the chat at that point, really nice guy. Jason Little Alien, the best moderator in the business. Then, of course, we've got my buddy Steve Sale. So after we get through saying hello to everybody, I do have something I want to say about Steve. So guys, don't let me forget that. We've also got Nova Sonic, James Hates Everything, G.I. Joel. G.I. Joel actually released a home arcade product this year. Will we see one of Joel's products show up tonight at the Home Arcade Awards? We will see. Burnt Oranges is here. The only answer is WrestleFest. It was the life raft of new content we were all clinging to for dear life. And then it sprang a link. We all drowned. I don't know about that. It was still a pretty interesting year. Not necessarily for new titles. It was the new title we were all excited about. And it fell below our expectations, which we will see tonight throughout the Home Arcade Awards. JJ says, I'd like to thank everybody who nominated me for Best Viewer Award. We did it. RetroCac says, it's December, baby. And I know MG somewhere is hearing me say December and cringing with all his British pride. Who else we got here? Sir Sega, nice to see you, my man. Never expected much from Basic Fun. Iconic Arcades are AtGames. I wasn't expecting to be waiting 2 years for a non-working 1/6 scale pinball machine. New Wave Toys is my biggest disappointment, and that sucks. Gramps Arcade is here. Russell Baxley, Bill's Retro Gaming Show, MSU Rich, the real Zim. Get in there, Zim. Good to see you, my man. Neo Severa, New Wave Toys delays are so common. I don't know why anybody would be disappointed. Ichabod Crane is here. Mark Janes is here. Good to see you, Mark. I think I just doxed you. Sorry if I did. So weird now with the way the names are displaying. Stupid Fat Hobbit is in the chat. Who else do we got? Ritual Delos here. Good to see you, my man. Make sure I got everybody. Naughty List MG. There he is. December. I don't even want to read your comment, man. That's so dirty. So dirty. Israel Gaming is here. Who else we got? Neo's Arcade News. I said hello to earlier. Stock Jock is in the chat. I am Rappy. Chaotic BPR is here. Good to see you, Chaotic. Scott Bomer. Good to see you, my man. Jim Jimerson's got my order in for a G.I. Joel Nintendo cab. That's awesome, man. Congratulations. Real Retro 530. Good to see you. I was actually talking about you earlier today Real Retro 530. I actually got a message from a guy by the name of Chuck Brigden, asked me about home arcade companies and which ones were selling third-party marquees. And you have the sole distinction as being the only company I've ever bought a third-party light-up marquee from. So that's what I told him. And it was a fine marquee. If anybody does have a Buck Hunter cab, I obviously suggest you go get Real Retro 530's light up Buck Hunter marquee. And now I see the congratulations coming in for P-Dubs. Well-deserved, P-Dubs. Jolly Green, good to see you, my man. Who else do we got here? Brooklyn Menace, good to see you as always, Brooklyn. If there was an award for the biggest Evercade fan, Brooklyn would win every single year. Duke Dog, good to see you. Who else we got here? Chris Ford, Goofy Foot. I was in golf with Goofy Foot for all of about 3 minutes last night until the corner cake came in, and I said, I don't got patience for this tonight. And then I abruptly left golf and went to work on my big blue arcade. So heartbroken, I never got to play golf with Goofy, but happy I got my big blue arcade all sorted out. I can make a video on it now. Lincoln Bright 7938. Hope I said that right. Good evening, my dudes. Thank you for being here. Mad Ben Han, always a pleasure. Yeah, awards this early. Nothing else is going to come out now for the rest of the year. All the surprises are out of the way. And we always do this right around the exact same time as the Game Awards. I usually do it I think a week after. Don't know why I did it early. Who knows? Bobby 1 ALU. Got to hear the end of tale of P-Dubs winning a Lifetime Achievement Award. Wow, that must be something. You aren't kidding, man. Nooner, good to see you. Sand Spirits, the Big B 1973. It's December 1st, MG. J-Rod is here. Good to see you. I think Gotham City Arcade. Long time no see, man. Neo Severa, am I ghosted? No, you're not ghosted. Why would you be ghosted? Jokade, I forgot to mention you earlier. Good to see you. No respect for the sanctity of Walkabout. No, none indeed, Goofy. None indeed. Anyways, guys, we've had this poll up for a while. I hope everybody has had ample time to vote. And now we are going to decide what was the most disappointing home arcade event news of 2025. So we have the iconic arcade pre-order delays. Don't forget, it was delayed not once, not twice, but thrice, and will not be coming out in 2025. Pre-orders went up for this in January. It's going to be a full calendar year before this product was released, with an initial ship date of June. Then, of course, we've got the Basic Fun WrestleFest cab. Like Burnt Oranges said, we were all so excited to see a new title, and one a lot of people in the community have been asking for a very long time. But like I said, I did a video a long time ago when I knew Arcade1Up was possibly working on this license, and I said, maybe it's a better idea if you don't do it. And unfortunately, what I talked about in that video came to fruition, and they couldn't get the full roster. And we got the disappointment that we did get. Of course, AtGames have actually had a quietly pretty good year. I know people are going to be upset about that, but lots of great pinball pack releases, lots of fun on the AtGames Legends Pinball 4K, provided you could get into it. A lot of people experiencing server issues with stuff coming up about their AtGame affordable financing payment and them not having access to their machines. So that was a huge bummer and a big news story of 2025. And then last but not least, it goes without saying, the ongoing saga of the New Wave toys, pre-order issues, people with as many as 5 different products pre-ordered right now, and it might be 6, but I think it's 5 different products. And, hopefully we'll get Golden Tee in the very near future. I know the plug and play console is now at BJ's. It is available, but for those people that put out the pre-orders on the whole package, hopefully you get your Golden Tee New Wave toys soon. Hopefully they can get it out before the end of the year and they don't end the year on a sour note. So let's go back to the chat. I'm just going to put this down for a minute, put my big ugly mug up on the screen, and I'm going to close the poll. It was 1 hour ago. We've got 75 votes. So I closed the poll. Let's see who the winner is. Ooh, this was a very tight race, but the winner, of course, was, I got to make it bigger. This is too small. The winner, of course, with a very narrow margin over the New Wave Toys pre-order delays, is Iconic Arcade, and Iconic Arcade's delays, non-communication. As you guys remember, throughout the year, it was delayed not once, not twice, but thrice. But on top of that, there was a huge period where we didn't hear anything from the company for reasons unknown, wink, wink, or assumptions anyways. Whose mug is that? That is a Tim Hortons mug. Timmy Hortons, or as we call it here in Canada, Timmy Hose. Anyways, want to make sure I caught up on the chat. Got everybody. I saw B Kirby come in late. Good to see you, B Kirby. Always a pleasure to have you here, my man. And then Krypton's last son says, "How iconic! Iconic indeed." Nooner says, "New Wave Toys got my vote only because I'm deep on pre-order." How deep are you, Nooner? Just how deep are you? So anyways, that's the first one. New Wave Toys comes in second, but Iconic Arcade takes the most biggest disappointment of 2025 in home arcade. So we'll get that one down, stop sharing, and we'll get the next one up for you guys all to check out. And I will put a poll up in the chat. If you've watched the home arcade rewards before, you know that I'm slow typing, so this may take a minute. There it is. See a pattern here. Don't communicate with your fans. People have placed pre-orders, receive hate in the chat polls. There you go. Burnt Oranges says, need a recount. I know he wants the basic fun WrestleFest, but it's not up to me. It's up to you guys. It's up to the people in the chat. You guys are the ones voting. Elbows deep in awards. Insert clicking noises. No, you must have missed last week. I now have a new silent keyboard just to shut P-dubs up. So don't worry about that, my man. All right, let's go with a little bit of a funner topic. Some products you're going to see here again that you've already seen. So this next one, as I enter it into the chat, put up the poll. Just got to remember what it is. All right. This one should be a little bit more fun, and this is about next year. And, well, no, it's about this year, sorry. Just wait a second. Wait 1 second. I'll have it up for you. Sorry, guys. I know this is a bit of a delay, but you can hear there's no clicking noises, right? It's so good. All right. Sorry, this is where I should be singing or something to entertain you, and then most people will turn off. I'm just going to write short, so it's bring back the clicking keyboard. There you go. I know it's a disappointment, right? The silence is deafening. All right, guys, so the poll is now up in the chat. I'm going to bring the window up so you can all see, and then I'm going to put it big. So this poll is for the best pre-order Kickstarter of 2025. So everything's involved with this. We can talk about how much we like the product. We can talk about communication from the company. We can talk about pre-order bonuses, Kickstarter bonuses, or in Iconic Arcade's case, they just did that delay notice and then gave the $150 discount as well as the additional games that it looks like everybody's going to get as well. It's a little bit confusing, but I'm going to give you guys about 5 minutes to vote. And then after 5 minutes, we'll talk about this, and then we will see who, in fact, the winner is. So let me set the timer. We've already had about a minute. So I'm going to set it for 4 minutes, and we'll talk about this. Again, like I just talked about with Iconic Arcade, I mean, this was something that was announced in January. We talked about the downside of it, the delay, all that stuff. But then you look at the positives about the different changes they made to the cabinet throughout the year, making it wider, making it a little bit bigger, coming up with a new name. Then they added in the $150 discount for the delay, which is gotta mean something, right? And then sending back the golden sample because it didn't meet qualifications. You got to give them a little bit of credit. So that's Iconic Arcade. Of course, we have the very well publicized Buildicade FU and everything Glenn has done to make sure this product meets everybody's expectations in terms of price, in terms of quality, in terms of functionality. You've got his Kickstarter. Of course, you've got Glenn's weekly show or infomercial, as I like to call it, kicking it old school, where he provided updates weekly, went on bunches of shows, shared information. So that is the GRS Buildicade FU. Then down below, which is a product that might be considered outside the home arcade space, but it's one that is near and dear to my heart. I didn't pick it up, but it's one I always said a home arcade company should make. It's the Vectrex home arcade system. This just went through Kickstarters, just hit $1 million. Looks like it's going to be a raging success. So I haven't followed it as close as everybody else, but for the people interested, you can place your vote for that one. And then last but not least is, of course, Wonderland Amusements, Alice Goes to Wonderland Kickstarter. They're, I think it's 3/4 scale or 80% as they're calling it now. Mechanical pinball, where they've made all the parts smaller. You think about the constant updates we have got directly from Wonderland Amusements, the videos that we have seen coming up, all the cool shit like that. And also, as the process has gone along, the Kickstarter, how all that worked, the bonus features, different things you could add, the playing cards, other things they put in, as well as, you know, kind of this is kind of future betting the announcement of TMNT, knowing that this product isn't a one and done. So please vote in the poll now. We'll take a look at how this is all doing. But while we're waiting, sorry guys, I got a bit of a cough tonight. Oh, Ezekiel, you forgot to put Retro Lizard Arcade on this one. Too soon. So I did do a video on the wait times for Retro Lizard Arcade yesterday, and I'll be very clear about this. The goal here is to motivate, obviously, the company to move forward, get those existing orders that are delayed and people waiting on out, and then have the business moving forward in a better stretch, while at the same time helping the people that are currently waiting for orders, that are frustrated to receive those orders. So very funny, but at the same time, nobody should look down on anybody. It's more about, let's make sure this company and this community can move forward and we can right a wrong that's going on for some people. So Ezekiel, I appreciate it. I appreciate the joke, but yeah, no. Thank you for the super chat. Vectrex is really, really friggin' cool, man. It's something that's super cool. Something I've always wanted was an original Vectrex. I don't do Kickstarters. I'm just going to be honest with you. I never do them. A lot of times I'm worried about how it works with Canada and shit like that. So that's just why I didn't do it. Oh, that I don't consider that a Kickstarter, but don't worry. I think that product may come up a little bit later this afternoon. Yeah, we got some snow coming this week too. There's the 4 minutes, so I will end the timer there. Sorry, that's the only loud noise you might get throughout this process. Yeah, we're supposed to get some snow on Wednesday, so I got to do all my supply pickups and stuff tomorrow, including going out and getting gas for the snowblower, all that fun stuff. So I'm going to end the poll there, and this one is not a surprise. Garnering 48% of the vote with 62 votes. Ladies and gentlemen, the best Kickstarter pre-order in the home arcade community for 2025 goes to our good friend, Glenn Planamento. So GRS Buildicade FU is the #1 best pre-order Kickstarter of 2025. Yes, MG, it's an ovulation timer. J-Rod says, nice. Glenn. John J says, for me, GRS all the way. Oh, it's actually not that cold yet. We'll see how it is once the snow starts. All right, guys. So I'm going to remove that from the screen. I'm going to take that one down, and I'm going to set up the next poll. Let's do something about a current product that's actually out this year. So let me go through my bag of slides that I've prepared. Ooh, this is a good one. Hopefully this doesn't get my channel in trouble. Then again, I'm always in trouble, which we'll talk about a little bit later too. I agree that the GRS pre-order was the better one, but the Alice pre-order did sell more, 100%. But yeah, I think you're right. I think you're right. All right, guys. So sorry about this. This is going to be an interesting category because there's actually some new players in the field here. And I'm going to make spelling mistakes, so don't crucify me for that, guys. I'm very sorry. I'm going as fast as I can here. Whoa, come back up. All right, so we're going to start the poll, and you guys have 5 minutes. I'm going to start the timer now. As MG stated, my ovulation timer. So you have 5 minutes to vote on this topic. You can already see it in the chat, but give me a second to put it up for you guys. And then I'm going to put it up big in the chat. So we are now giving the award for the best counter series or countercade, countertop arcade, aka desk shit. So your choices are Quarter Arcade's Burger Time, which in my opinion was probably their best release last year, just in my opinion. We've also got the new Basic Fun counter series. I'd say Centipede was probably my favorite one of the ones that came out. I know it did still have some issues. Then, of course, we've got the new player in this category. I could have also added the other Evercade Alphas, but couldn't remember exactly the timing on them. I think they came out last year, but I decided just to put the Bubble Bobble one up just for reference to make sure it fit this year. Then, of course, we've got the new Arcade1Up countercades that came out this year with the 16:9 screens. So there you go, guys. You've got 5 minutes to vote. I'm waiting for you guys to give me some comments here in the chat so we should talk about it. Neo Severa says should just be Evercade. Jason says Alpha Baby. Just random Arcade1Up countercade. Well, there wasn't anything specific this year, James, unless you can tell me. Video Game Vegas votes for Burger Time. Jim Jimerson's votes for Mega Man. Alpha Tato is a boss. Ichabod says the Alpha. I don't think this comment has anything to do with anything but no poop knife. One God's name is a poop knife. Goofy Foot. I have never heard of a poop knife before. My God. Evercade lineup for the expandability use of cartridge. Good guess. Orion's Dream says Alpha. The only thing from New Wave Toys that shipped in the past year was the cigarette USB charger. So I didn't really want to put that in there. I'm really impressed with your JPG work. It's no wonder you're a director of things. Well, not any longer. Someone's coming after my work, apparently. Could have picked a better countercade. They were all the same this year. I think the only countercades that released were Class of 81, Pac-Man, and I think they did a Mortal Kombat. I can't remember. They might have done an NBA Jam, but I mean, they're all the same. I'm not specifically trying to shit on Arcade1Up. Cartridge for the win. No, Brooklyn, you don't need to type your answer. I know exactly what you're going to say. Did you order the Evercade Alpha Taito Edition, Brooklyn? I haven't seen a post from you about it. Lunar Lander deserves an honorable mention too, coming out this month. Just missed the deadline. Just missed the deadline. Same with Bad Dudes. Even though reviews are out, me and P-Dubs got the golden samples in our hand, actual golden samples that were the last golden sample. Didn't really want to include it because it isn't in people's hands yet and not fair for people to vote on. No, I just have the Mega Man Deluxe. I'm surprised Brooklyn has bought everything Evercade. I thought for sure you would have all three. Not voting on this one because I have no idea. $70 countercades. So, guys, there's a minute and 22 seconds remaining. We currently have 56 votes on this topic. Russell Baxley says Wi-Fi, hundreds of games, try the alpha. It's surprising because I see a lot of love for the alpha in the chat, but that's not what's winning. Very surprising. I honestly thought the alpha was going to take this hands down, but that's not what's occurring. Very, very, very surprised. Mike and P-Dubs had golden samples in their hands. Gross. I know. Yeah, but that wasn't this year either. That was last year. Nothing can beat Bad Dudes. I'm not sure, Neo Severa. They might have. I can't remember the exact timeline for when those Evercades came out. I thought it was last year. Satoshi Matrix, I apologize. You are joining a little bit late, but you have 23 seconds to vote on the best countertop arcade, aka Death Shit, of 2025. There you go, Kato. My bad. Yeah, it is what it is. Yeah, quarter arcades is so accurate to the original arcade. That's the cool thing about it. It's the same thing we like about New Wave toys, right? Anyways, guys, that is the timer. So I'm going to end the poll there. 66 votes. And yes, good point. Burger Time was on Woot for $115. If you didn't pick it up, you were crazy. That's if you like quarter arcades and Death Shit. So the winner of the best countertop arcade product, aka Death Shit, to nobody's surprise, I guess I actually am surprised. I thought the Evercade Alpha was going to win this, but no. Quarter Arcades pulls out the win with their Burger Time Quarter Arcade. This is one I've reviewed. I personally love it. Can get a little tricky because you got to be right close to the screen to make sure you're on the ladders, but what a cool product and good stuff for Quarter Arcades. This may be Quarter Arcades' first win at the Home Arcade Awards. I'd have to go back and check. But anyways, let's get that one off the screen, guys. We will go now to our next topic. Oh my God, I've got so much to get through. This is probably going to be a long show. Holy goodness. All right, next topic. Ooh, this one's going to be real interesting. There's going to be some weird ones in this. I can't wait to see what you guys think. So I am going to bring this up on the chat. This is a new topic for the Home Arcade Awards, a new award going out, and one that I think is very interesting. I got to move this over here so I can see it. And I think there might be a surprise winner in this category. Sorry again about the silence. I wish I had a guest to type this shit in for me, or at least to talk to you while I was doing it. All right, so now I will move this over here. The poll is now up for you guys to vote. I'm going to add this to stage so you guys can see it. And we're going to start the timer at 5 minutes. You got 5 minutes to decide. The topic, of course, is best new product slash license in the home arcade space. So this goes for a company that has added either a new license or a new product into their fold this past year, because we want to see new things from these companies. So we've got to recognize them when they try something different. First up, of course, is the Arcade1Up SpongeBob claw machine. As much as everybody hates it, and they may even consider it one of the worst products of the year, a lot of people love it. They love the branding. They love the cuteness of it. I know my buddy Gamer Fridge is gone gonzo for his SpongeBob claw machine. So that's why it's on this list. Of course, basic fun, doing what couldn't be done before, bringing WrestleFest and the WWF license to the arcade space. Obviously, it didn't work out, but we finally did get WrestleFest at home. Hopefully, down the line, they can do some improvements to the roster, maybe add some more people, especially before the Supreme comes out. Of course, we're seeing Evercade again. They were just in the last category, but I want to give them credit on the Taito licensing and bringing Bubble Bobble to the forefront for the Alpha. So that's a new product from them and a new shape, because we had one Evercade Alpha shape before that was based on a Big Blue. So a new form factor was really interesting. And then last but not least, you got to give AtGames credit. They went out, got the Nickelodeon TMNT license, made their own original game, and they're now selling this new version of the AtGames Legends Pinball HDP at Sam's Club, which for a couple more hours is still available for $200. Sale may be up now. I apologize if it is. But we get Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles on the AtGames Legends Pinball ecosystem. Man, I got to do something about that. I got to start taking some lozenges before I do this. Hell yeah, I like Gamer Fridge. Who lives in a pineapple? Yeah, Neo Severa makes a really good point. Best license grab is WrestleFest, worst execution. That's unfortunately, something you got to be honest about. It was never going to be good without the full roster. It just is what it is. WrestleFest is a good new license, but execution was flawed. Star Wars pin at Costco. No, I wouldn't add that into the category. Even though that is a home arcade product, I still think, at that price point, it's outside the range most of us would be willing to pay. So there you go. Video Game Vegas says this is a no-brainer. SpongeBob for the win. Your mom could get a TMNT license. Yeah, apparently everybody can get one now. They're the new G mode, aka Data East. There you go. TMNT Pinball is definitely the most exciting new product of the year in my book. Cool license and all the power of the 4K machine at a lower price. 100% agree. Satoshi Matrix says, I would like to get a replica gumball machine for my at-home arcade. There's a bunch of people making them. Actually, I was at Costco the other day, and there was a double bubble, double bubble pinball machine, which is a first for me. WrestleFest is an incomplete license, so it should be disqualified. There you go. Mike Hockarts, the lady at Costco, was questioning my purchase. She said, what do you put in that machine once it's out of prizes? I said, cold beer. Gamer Fridge, that guy is a jerk. Brooklyn Menace, one of the co-hosts of Open Fridge most weeks. I think you may have spunk lung. What the hell is spunk lung, MG? I don't even know what that is, guys. I got your double bubble. There you go. What in God's name, MG? You were really naughty list MG tonight. Anyways, guys, you've got less than a minute to vote on what you think the best new product / license in the home arcade space of 2025 is. I will also say, looking at the list of products and licenses we got here, it's not hard to tell. It was a rough year, right? Oh my God. Bubble Bobble's a favorite of mine, so I voted that. I don't think anybody who voted for TMN Pinball played it. Better off spending a little bit more money with the 4KP. I didn't play it. I still haven't had an opportunity to check it out. And again, I don't know if I would be interested. I already have a 4KP, so there you go. Stop putting it on the screen, you Muppet. You're the Muppet, MG. I love you, buddy. Israel, I actually almost considered adding the My Arcade pole position for the best desktop product, but it technically came out last year, so I couldn't add it. But It was so close. I should have added it. I'll tell you that right now. I bought a Neo Blast this year, so that's all where my budget went. I hear you on that. Unfortunately, that product came out last year, so I couldn't include it. Anyways, guys, I am going to end the poll there. So whatever results are in are now in at 78 votes. Your winner of best new product / license with 37% of the vote was AtGames with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Of course, we got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles artwork on this new HDP. We got an AtGames original pinball game. Congratulations, AtGames. I think you deserve it in this category. I think WrestleFest was also a great license, and as much shit as I'll take, I like all the choices here. I think the Taito Evercade was awesome. I think SpongeBob Claw Machine just makes sense. So there you go. Get out of here, James, with that nonsense. Anyways, I'm going to take that one down off the screen. I'll hide it, and we'll go to our next topic. Oh, if I can figure all this out. This was so much work today, guys. You have no idea. So this next one is a bit of an interesting category, which, is totally not a joke, totally a real category. So I'm going to put it in there. I'll tell you ahead of time so you guys can comment. Who is the biggest troublemaker in the home arcade community? Who starts the most shit, complains the most, causes the most problems? Let me know your thoughts in the chat. I'll have the poll up in just a second and show you your choices. Sorry, guys, this should only take a minute. So the poll should now be active, and here are your choices for the biggest home arcade troublemaker. Your choices are Michael B. the Game Genie, Mikey Two Pins, Big Mikey Blue, or Michael King of Home Arcade. Vote now for the biggest home arcade troublemaker, aka douchebag. I will tell you, it's been an interesting couple of months with all the rumors and speculation about me controlling the home arcade community, being able to make other people do things at my will, make videos, cancel people. I even heard one the other day that I was gatekeeping somebody from Walkabout Mini Golf. And I was like, I can't even believe it at this point, the stupid shit that people say. Can you imagine people not wanting to play Walkabout online mini golf with you and you saying I'm being gatekept? That's the equivalent of going home and telling your mom, they won't let me play with them on the slide at the school ground. I am seriously concerned one of these guys' moms is going to contact my mom and force us to have a play date. Holy shit. I can't believe how much of a bad guy I truly am. So let's see how the votes are going. And it's close. It's really close, but there is a clear winner. I'm going to leave this early. I'm not going to give it a full 4 minutes. I already think we know what the answer is. Ladies and gentlemen, with 63% of the vote, the biggest home arcade troublemaker, the biggest shit disturber, the true leader of the Illuminati and king of the home arcade community, it's me, it's Michael B. And I am everything they say about me and more. Mike B should have been one of the choices. He was all of the choices. Mike B forced me to stop producing content until I call him sweet cakes. About golf. I got his back. Thank you very much, MG. I voted for Mike B. He's the worst. Let's kick him. Oh my God. The gates didn't open till 10 a.m. The moose out front should have said so. Four choices of Mike B wasn't enough. I couldn't agree more. Anyways, just a little bit of fun and levity to break up. Don't let Mike gaslight you. Clearly, Mike B is the worst. This is very, very, very true. Anyways, just a little bit of levity to pass the time while we go through this. My God, my head spins with the accusations and rumors people make about me on a daily basis. It's so funny. All right, this is a new category for the Home Arcade Awards as well. This one's going to be pretty interesting. I've never done this one before, and I don't know if it's because of a change in the business model for home arcade companies or it's just something that makes sense. But this is a brand new category, which I think you guys are going to find interesting. Mike called and told me to stream over this part of the vote. I did, Neo. I did. And Neo, obviously, the very first night of Arcade Insiders, we did stream over Neo. At least I did intentionally just to fuck with him because of my buddy Chaotic BPR and supporting his show and stuff like that. But I talked to Neo afterwards and he's actually been awesome. So for anybody with negative feelings towards Paul for that incident or whatever way you feel, don't have any negative feelings. Paul's been a complete gentleman since then. We've kept lines of communication open. He even reached out to Chaotic, had a conversation with him, worked everything out. So Neo's good people. Don't be mad at him or think there's some kind of effort to get people not to watch him or show with Spreetail, any of that stuff. That stuff is just ridiculous. And I won't say anything more than that. So anyways, guys, let me pull this down. King Mike for the win. I agree. So let me type this topic up so you guys can see it. No, I don't want that. Start a poll. This is going to be an interesting topic. A lot of people might not give a shit about it, but it's interesting because it's a new topic because of the onslaught of these new devices that are coming up. There you go. Oh, everyone's constantly mad at me, Neo Severa. Everybody. Stop glazing Paul already. Where's this glazing word coming up? Jesus Christ. You kids and your new words, your gaslighting and your gatekeeping. I grew up in the 80s and it was called Be a Man, man. This is why I have spunk lung, MG. You might be right. God damn it. Ain't got mad Riz. No, I do not. All right, guys. So give me 1 second. And a new company is coming into the fold on this one as well. Thank you very much, Chris Ford. $2 super chat. Greatly appreciated, my man. Thank you for being here every single week. It's greatly appreciated. Now, there is going to be one duplication of companies. I can't help it. It's just the topic. I'm sure we'll see more products. We've already seen a prototype possibly of one coming from a company that actually hasn't released anything yet. So we should see that very soon. Hey, B. Kirby, thank you very much, my man. I see people who got members, so I'll say Josh Dendy, the Challenger, Amused to Death, Gregory, good to see him, Mike Hawkhurts, Gang, Ryan, Pixelated Traveler, thank you very much. Steve Sale, I forgot you. I got to get back in and do that. So after this award, we're going to talk about Steve for a quick minute, guys. Very sorry about this. So we're just starting the poll. We'll bring it up. And this is a weird one, but best home arcade handheld. Now, this is a category we've never done before because there hasn't been a large amount of handhelds in the home arcade space. Like, really, the only one we really talked about and played in the past were the Evercade, original Evercade, and the Evercade EXP. But now this category is seemingly blown up, where we have three different companies, but four different handhelds we can talk about this year. AtGames were planning one. I think it was called the Voyager. Plus, we saw a preview of possibly a Pac-Man one coming from Iconic Arcade in the near future. I could have included some of the other My Arcade handhelds, but I don't have much experience with them, so I didn't really want to include them. So here are your choices. We've got the Unico EGA handheld. So it wasn't necessarily Neo Geo, but it was EGA, which is another company whose games were on the Neo Geo. The Atari Game Station Go, which I found very interesting. I actually had somebody reach out to me on Facebook a couple days ago and said they didn't like the screen. How come no reviewers mentioned it? And it was honestly the first time I had ever heard anybody complain about the screen. That is definitely not an issue I came across. Like, it's a really good screen for the price you're paying. Is it as good as like the Switch OLED? Of course not. But I mean, what are you expecting for the price point? Then we've got, of course, the Neo Geo Hyper Megatech. I didn't type in Hyper Megatech because we all know, wink, wink, Hyper Megatech is really Evercade. And then, of course, also the Data East Hyper Megatech Burger Time. There were probably a bunch more this year, but there you go. The Atari Switch, there you go. IGS, sorry, I keep calling it IGA, but it's IGS. Thank you very much, Neo Severo. You're not wrong. That's how little I cared about it. So there you go. Game Station Go definitely seems like the best handheld. Great, more Pac-Man. I know, right? Yeah, and I probably could have included the XPR, but it was just a re-release of an older product, not really anything new, so I didn't really want to do that. I voted for Neo Geo mainly because it's gorgeous. There were, of course, two versions of this. This one that was an homage to the Big Red Arcade, and then, of course, the other Neo Geo, the standard handheld, which was more of an homage to the AES. So cool stuff there. Who sells the best game room crap? I should be in the running next year. Maybe you will be. Maybe I'll add that to next year's event. Who knows? Retroid Pocket 5 is by far the best handheld. If we want to get into that category, I would say the Analog Pocket is a much better handheld, especially for home arcade shit. Oh, I didn't set the timer. I got to set it now, so we'll do a truncated 4 minutes. Sorry about that. Truncated 4 minutes to get your votes in on what you think the best home arcade handheld of the past year is. So far, we've got a tight race between My Arcade, Evercade Neo Geo. Data East is in third place. And coming in last, I did spell it wrong. It's the Unico IGS handheld. I will tell you, this is not the only category this handheld will be seen in tonight, believe it or not. Unico Pocket, big Cyber Monday deal on Amazon right now. Get out of town. I am loving my Neo Geo Super Pocket. I got my Game Station Go for $129. BJ's good deal. Oh yeah, they were great deals, and I think BJ's were actually selling them with a case as well, if I'm not mistaken. Here at Costco in Canada, they came out $199, which was $30 less than what the pre-order was through EB Games, and then for Black Friday they dropped all the way down to $169 Canadian. Great deal. Noza Palooza, the spinner and mini trackball of differentiators. Yeah, that's 100% it. If it was the Atari Game Station Go and it just had a D-pad or like a thumbstick, I wouldn't have given a shit about this product, and it would have been something I completely skipped, didn't cover, didn't do anything with. But the fact that it is a handheld with a spinner and with a trackball made it something different, made it something special, made it something to take notice of. Of course, it didn't hurt that you also got the Atari Recharge games on it, being able to play Centipede Recharge with the spinner. Mwah. Chef's kiss, really good. Yes, case and grip included in the BJ's Go package. Gotta love the BJ's grip. Yes, you do got to love a good BJ grip. I agree with that. The potty jokes will never get old. Also, I want to say thank you to my buddy Stock Jock, also gifted 10 Michael B. the Game Genie memberships. Thank you very much. Not tonight, but we will plan another post show in the very near future. Also, if I didn't, I think I already did, said a thank you to B. Kirby, also gifting 10 memberships. Greatly appreciated, my man. I haven't jumped on it yet, but I'm not going to lie. It's something that's in my purview. It's just, I'm in the place right now where I don't want to spend any more money because I dropped a ton of money Black Friday and it's not even available right now. Anyways, the second pre-order sold out. So I'm going to wait until next year when I have a little bit more cash. The kids are taken care of for Christmas. Then I'll jump in on the analog 64 debate. Wait, you potty in your BJs? What the hell is going on here? James, jeez Louise. Moat, good to see you, my man. If you guys missed it, Moat was a guest on 19K Fox's show last night. Excellent show between the two. I thought Moat handled himself really well. They discussed some really difficult to discuss topics, and they did a great job with it. So go check out Mike of All Trades. Go watch that show. And I also had a conversation with Moat after the show, and I sent him some pictures, giving him shit, showing him my beautiful big blue arcade after I did the work on it last night and got it up and running, just to, remind him about the awesome arcade that I have in my arcade downstairs. Moat, you got to get a big blue, buddy. Everybody needs a big blue. You got to join the big blue nation. Oh, wait a minute. I got to turn off that timer. That's not going to work. Cancel. There we go. All right, guys. So that's the end of that one. Let's go to the poll. We'll close it up. 71 votes for the best home arcade handheld. And the winner with a staggering 54% of the vote is the MyArcade Game Station Go. I can certainly see why it is. While these other arcades are certainly cool, they look very good, especially the Evercade Neo Geos. The IGS from Unico, I've talked about in great detail. I don't know why they did this. I don't know why it needed thumbsticks. Don't understand the product. But then, of course, the Atari Game Station Go, what differentiates it from everything else is, like was mentioned in the comments earlier, the inclusion of the spinner, even though it's a little awkward to hold and use. That's why you kind of want to have it standing at the time or laid down flat. The trackball, the inclusion of the Atari Recharge games, even the fact you can play pinball on it, even though the pinball isn't very good, definitely makes this the go-to home arcade handheld of 2025. And ladies and gentlemen, congratulations. I believe this is the first ever win at the Home Arcade Awards for MyArcade. Congratulations. So we'll remove that one off the screen. And let's bring up our next topic. We got more to go. I always underthink. Like, I think I'm going to get through these quicker than I do. Then I make too many categories. This one's going to be controversial, and people are going to be upset about it. I don't care. That's why I'm the biggest troublemaker in the home arcade community. So, worst home arcade product of 2025. What is the product you look at and you say was delivered the worst, or is overall your least favorite product in the home arcade space of 2025? In years like this year's and hopefully future years are a lot more exciting. Sometimes we have to look at the negative too. So let's take a look at some of the products, some of the ways things were made, and decide what is the absolute worst. I put up the picture before I had a chance to do the poll. So you guys throw some comments up there. I'll start the poll. And I hate doing this. I hate, shitting on companies, but when they do something that's not very good, it's also our job to tell them. So hopefully they make better products in the future and don't invest money, time, and resources recreating the same thing again. I think people will be upset about the SpongeBob claw machine. I'm going to be honest. Sorry, guys, for the delay. All right, so the poll is now up, and you guys can do a vote. I saw this, Josh Dendy, and I want to be clear about this. I actually got messaging from Arcade1Up, and I know P Dubs reported on his review. I don't know if other people did, that the control deck isn't rub resistant. I mean, I don't know if anybody's had time enough right now to indicate whether or not it's rub resistant. Is it scratch resistant? In the indications from people are no, they've got scratches on it, but the question was, is it rub resistant? It's a weird decision to go with no deck protectors when it's been a staple in the home arcade community for a very long time. There's companies that did it right. I mean, obviously Arcade1Up with that Capcom HS5 deluxe cabinet was done so well. I don't know why Basic Fun didn't do it, but they did relay to me in an email. There is deck protection there. They put a rub resistant coating on it that they did rigorously test. So we'll see in the long run. But so far, nobody's been reporting any rub issues like with Wave 1 of Arcade1Up. Whatever the coating on it, it chips away. Yes, I believe it's some of the coating that MG was talking about earlier. So, anyways, here are your products that you can vote on for the worst home arcade products of 2025. Again, I apologize for Unico. I think they do great stuff. I love that Nova Blast. It's a little bit outside my price range in Canada. Otherwise, like, I'd be all over it. I should have bought it when it originally came out. I held off. The price is up now, and it's like $1,700. And I can't do it with shipping and all that other stuff. So, I mean, I also like their 26-inch Unico monitor. That is something I'm going to get for my Big Blue in the near future. So a lot of props to them. Sorry that they're coming across so bad in this. But honestly, this device that they put out, really hit me in all the wrong ways. I mean, there's so many of these devices out there. It's a flooded market in the handheld market. So many third parties. People talk about the Retroid Pocket Go, other things like that earlier. But I mean, this is one of these generic devices. It doesn't really have any branding for IGS, nothing to take you back to IGS. IGS is not a very well-known publisher. Again, it's got the thumbsticks, everything like that, just like these other devices you see from these third-party sites. These, I don't even know what they're called. I said Alibaba, but AliExpress and stuff like that. So anyways, I was pretty critical of this, and I thought that was a misstep on them because honestly, when you see a product like this compared to the other really good stuff they're doing, you question the level of quality and the brand overall, and that sucks because they're making really good stuff, and I think they have a very bright future, but something like this kind of takes away from that. Then, of course, we've got WrestleFest, and I got to set my timer. I keep forgetting to do that. Sorry, guys. Then, of course, you've got WrestleFest from Basic Fun, which was the big release from them this year, the new license. And, of course, those roster issues, no matter what else you want to say about it, it's going to plague this release. It's going to take it down a notch. I don't think the company wanted to release it with missing wrestlers, but unfortunately, that's what happened. And we all suffered because of it. Company suffered. And, of course, us as fans who have long waited for a WrestleFest home arcade also suffered because it just wasn't good enough to justify buying. Then, of course, you've got the SpongeBob claw machine, which I actually think is a really good idea. I can't imagine anybody would vote for this, but I've heard people complain about it, laugh about it, the SpongeBob claw machine. That's why that's there. And then last but not least was Arcade1Up's Peasantcades, which really started us off on the wrong foot with Arcade1Up, with having screen issues with them in the past and the concern about them trying to make cost-saving functions. What they did was they took the Peasantcade and they made it worse in every single possible way, making it now a slim Peasantcade, and then adding in a 16:9 screen, but not in the ingenious way that Quarter Arcades does with their arcades, or Iconic Arcade is doing with their XTs, but actually showing you the full 16:9 screen with only a 13-inch viewable play window. It just sucks. If the Arcade1Up Pac-Man Slim Edition Peasantcade doesn't win this, I think there's something wrong with the whole community, because as a community, we constantly need to remind Arcade1Up we don't want slim cabs, and we do not want 16:9 monitors in our home arcade recreations. Neo's Arcade News says everything right here. Peasantcades combine everything you could do wrong. All they needed was a few missing characters to complete it. Yeah. Every single thing that's wrong about that company, the direction they're going, all in one cab. It's the Arcade1Up Peasantcade. So 100% should win. James Hates Everything said, never even heard of IGS until this handheld. It's the product I never knew I didn't want. And I feel so bad too, because Unico's never ever reached out to me, offered to send me anything. And, they did. They reached out and they were like, we would love to send you a review sample of the Unico IGS handheld. And I said, no. I'm just busy right now. I'm not taking on a lot of product. That's been one of the big changes this year. I haven't been taking on as many products. So like companies, they reach out to you. They always try to sell you something, like get you to do videos on their products. At one point, someone tried to get me to do a video on a chainsaw this past year. I'm like, are you kidding? I'm not going to do a video on a chainsaw. But this was one of the other products I had to turn down as well. I wasn't interested in it. And, I just did not have any interest in covering it. I feel terrible, but at the same time, it deserves the negativity that it gets. IGS was the poor man's Neo Geo, but way worse. They should have done a Thomas Wave. They shouldn't have just released this product at all, to be honest. Not in this shell. Oh my God. Now, see, Video Game Vegas, that's an interesting question. If that chainsaw played Robotron, we'd be talking about a much different situation here. Alan Jones says, hi, Mike. Hey, Alan Jones. Welcome to the show, my man. It does suck, but hey, I am bad. If it can be awesome, it happens. Oddly enough, it's the first hardware to feature IGS games, and that sucks too. Whoa, wait a minute. Yes, I know what you're talking about now, because a couple of years ago they did that. What was it? It was like a Countertop, but it was another weird Neo Geo based company. I can't remember it now off the top of my head. I know, Goofy Foot. What the hell is wrong with me? I said no to a free product. Was I unwell that day? I don't know who ought to tell you. No, I was very kind about it. And I was just honest. I was just like, I'm not taking on products right now. And I've told everybody, it has to be something really special and for me to be interested. Yes, it was the Visco. Thank you very much, Nazapalooza. That's 100% what I was. All right, guys. So that is the poll. And thankfully, I can count on the home arcade community to do the right thing, to say the right choice in this case. With 54% of the vote, the Arcade1Up Peasantcade Slim Edition is your winner. The worst home arcade product of 2025. And honestly, this was like the first product that was really announced for the home arcade community in 2025. The first product from Arcade1Up in 2025. And it set the year off in such a bad tone. Think about all the videos you had from people like me, people like 19K Fox, others that were so concerned about the inclusion of this screen and what it would mean for the rest of the arcade line. Thankfully, the rest of the arcade line had 4x3 17-inch BOE monitors from Arcade1Up anyways. But we still did get some slims, T2 and of course the Pac-Man Neon, which we might see later in the show. So I'll remove that from the chat. I got to speed things up here, but before I do, I just want to mention something to you guys here now really quickly. Something near and dear to my heart that I've been doing for the last little while. I know Michael B is a monster. He's the worst person in the home arcade community. He's constantly gatekeeping people, gaslighting people. What a piece of shit. But when I'm not being the absolute worst human in the entire world, one of the things I've been doing this past year is helping my buddy Steve Sale and running this GoFundMe for our buddy Steve. Give Steve his smile back. I talked about it on my show, eons ago now. Haven't really brought it up much since. Also, I know my buddy Rascal at that gaming show on Tuesday nights and other YouTubers have been helping as well. So anyways, the GoFundMe campaign has gone amazing so far. So many people stepped up, did wonderful stuff from the community, donated to Steve, helped out, made sure that Steve was going in to get his surgery. And update on this, Steve is going in, I believe it's Wednesday of this week, to actually get the surgery. So he's gone ahead, he financed the rest of the amount because the total amount is $17,500. I had to say that right. $17,500. We have currently raised $6,956 towards the GoFundMe for Steve. Jason, thank you very much. Jason, thankfully, put the GoFundMe up in the chat if you want to go help him out. So if you can do anything for Steve, even share his story, anything like that, or send him well wishes on his upcoming surgery, it would mean absolute world to me. Thank you very, very much. But I do want to do something a little more. Steve's got a surgery coming up this week. And like I said, I mean, Steve, unfortunately, has had to finance the rest of the amount. So there's about another $10,000 there, roughly, because I know some people gave him some donations outside of the GoFundMe as well. $10,000 that he's going to have to come up with and pay back in order to get this surgery. So if you guys aren't busy this Sunday, I am planning a day-long event. Well, it's not going to be day-long for me, but I'm going to stream for a total of 12 hours coming up this Sunday. I'm going to be doing a 12-hour streamathon for my buddy Steve Sale. I want to say a huge thank you to Moat. He sent me some information about how I attach like fundraising stuff to OBS. So I'm going to set it up this week. There's going to be absolutely no super chats during the show. I'll figure out how to turn that off. I'm going to leave ads on because I'm a piece of shit. Now I'll turn the ads off too. Everything's about Steve this day. So no super chats, no ads, nothing going to me directly. Everything should go directly to Steve. And what I'm going to be doing is I'm just going to be playing games all day. I'm probably going to be playing NES games. So if you make a donation, you could choose what game, you want to see me play, or you can just choose to hang out with me. My wife is going to kill me, but I'm going to be offline for 12 hours coming up this Sunday, and there's going to be other people streaming as well. I know Rascal is said from that gaming show, he's going to be taking part in it as well. We don't have a schedule set up as per yet, so keep your eyes open for the rest of the week for the official schedule to go up. I think Bill's Retro Gaming Show has thrown his hat in the ring. Also, Chaotic BPR. We'll see if we can round up some other people, and we'll do an all-day stream with all proceeds and all donations going to support our buddy Steve Sale. Most importantly, wish him well. He's going in for surgery this Wednesday. Hopefully, not only can Steve get his smile back and be back part of the community talking with us, but we can also help him overcome the rest of this major financial burden in order to getting this surgery done. So there you go. Wait, last time you did a coordinated stream, Mike? Well, that was coordinated by Arcade1Up, not me. Steve is here himself. That's all correct. The forms were all signed today. We're moving forward. He signed off on everything. There's no turning back now. Steve gets a little bit jittery, guys, so send him some warm well wishes. Help him out. Let's make sure he's feeling happy, confident, and he goes and gets his surgery. Jesus, Video Game Vegas, if I had it, I would stream it all day long for no reason. So anyways, guys, check out this Sunday. Give Steve back his smile. I'm going to be doing I think 12 hours, and then other people will be streaming throughout the day as well. Big streamathon, help our buddy Steve out. Thanks again, Moat. Thanks, Neo's Arcade. They'll knock you out for this, right, Steve? Oh, yeah, big time. Much love, everybody. Brooklyn Menace says, best of luck, Steve. So, anyways, guys, that's that. And be positive about this. I don't want to see anybody trying to start anything up for Steve. He doesn't need that. This is not about me. I'm not getting any proceeds from it. Everything's going directly to Steve. No, there's not going to be any super chats. I'm going to turn the shit off. The only thing that's going to come up on the screen is going to be through OBS, where you can donate to the GoFundMe directly. Well, here's the deal. If you guys aren't supporting Steve and aren't making donations to his GoFundMe, I'll put on a thong. So the whole point of the stream-a-thon is, as long as Steve's getting support, you won't see me in a thong. How's that sound? Thank you very much. Yes, don't super chat. There's not going to be any super chats on Sunday. Apparently you can turn it off. I've got enough shit from people about when we did the Red Cross stream. Apparently you can turn off super chats. So I'm going to turn off all monetization for that stream on Sunday. All right. Anyways, back to the award show, guys. We'll clue this up pretty soon. Ooh, this one should be a fun one. Just want to make sure I don't have anything left. Ooh, this should be fun. Really fun, actually. Why did I make so many awards? I'm an idiot. Anyways, guys, we'll get this up on the screen for you. Just 1 second. MG. I've seen him in a thong. It's not nice. No, it is not, sir. It is not something you want to see. Dear God, no. All right, guys. So sorry about this. I'm running really long. I hope no one else is streaming tonight. I didn't know if P-Dubs was. I knew he told me not to. Oh, there it is. All right, guys. So the poll is up. Let me put the picture up now for everybody so you can all vote on it. And I'll get this a little bit better. I know him. I know Kirk the Daring. I got a new keyboard. No more type. I know. It's crazy, man. So here we go. These are your 4 choices for the most anticipated home arcade product of 2025. The products we are still waiting on from companies, the ones that you are the most excited about. So, of course, we have the iconic arcade. I keep using the picture for World Warrior, but there's also the Alpha 2, the GRS Build-A-Cade FU, the Alice Goes to Wonderland, Wonderland Amusements, Physical Pinball Machine, and then last but not least, this one's an interesting one, was supposed to be out next month, but now is going to be delayed until the new year, the X-Force Haptics Kit for the X Arcade for playing pinball. John Fritz says for him, it's a tough one between FU and haptics. It used to buy you a Stern. Not in Canada, buddy. JRS should win this in a landslide. Cosmic Invasion gameplay at P-Dubs. Yeah, anybody else picked that up today? I picked it up as well. I only played through the first level so far. It's really good. Haptics all the way for Stock Jock. So far we've got 39 votes. Let me set up the timer. So you guys got 4 minutes to vote. So far, it's a landslide for GRS, but don't let that affect your voting. Vote where. Ooh, that's a good one too. Honestly, the Quarter Arcades Battle Zone might be the most anticipated product. Very cool. Good choice. Mike Hockhurts, I'm so sorry. Tonight was Mike Hockhurts' YouTube debut, and I streamed right over him. Even his mom wouldn't watch him. Oh my God. Double Dragon from Iconic, maybe next year for me. Jokade voted haptics. Cosmic gets a bit tough. That's the weird thing because the first level is so easy, but when you're going through the demo at the beginning with Nova, like you can tell that it's a very complicated system where you got to do like the blocks and the dodges at precise timing with the parry system. You can tell it's not going to be easy for long, even though the first level is so friggin' hard. Garage Gamer says Iconic for him. That's what he's the most excited about. People saying I should have included Battle Zone. Big mistake on my part. Who knows? But we've got 52 votes, 3 minutes. Still time to get your votes in. Naza Pelosa says the GRS with all the exotic control panels, rotary, Tron wheels. Exotic is such an interesting term. Stop hawk blocking Mike. There you go. I hope Glenn has a couple GRS left over for 2026. Yeah, that'll be the interesting thing. I kind of asked him about that, and I said, when this is all over and done with, are you going to have extras in case, you can hook a buddy up with an order outside the Kickstarter? Didn't really give me an answer yet. Sand Spirit says he pre-ordered FU and Iconic. You've got to be loving it with the $150 discount you're now getting. GRS all the way, baby. You forgot about the G.I. Joe Robotron. Yeah, that's true. He did put that out there. I could have included that as well. Sorry, G.I. Joel. I didn't mean to disappoint you. All right, guys. We got a minute 28, and we've got 53 votes. Let's do most anticipated product of 2026. Most of these products will still qualify. I don't think so. I think Iconic should be out in January. Glen and Wonderland. I think Wonderland's coming in January. The Build-A-Cade FU. Is it January or March that's coming? And the haptics kit was delayed till January as well. So all of these should come out at the beginning of the new year, except the GRS Build-A-Cade FU. My time may be off on that. I'm not 100% sure. You guys can correct me in the chat if there's anything there. Of course, the negative people are going to say Iconic Arcade's never coming out, which I don't believe is true. I really hope this is the last delay and they can move forward and get some good press going forward. You shit disturber, MG. Yeah, I think it's March too, Bill's Retro Gaming Show. And thank you very much for the commitment, Jason. And Scott, you're 100% right. I think Wonderland has a chance of coming out into the year. I thought it was going to be January. There you go. Plastic coming in with the comment, I fully expected Iconic Arcade never coming out. All right, guys, we've got 3 seconds remaining to vote. End poll. And the winner in a landslide, his second award of tonight, is the GRS Build-A-Cade FU. Glenn Planamento and Team GRS take home their second Home Arcade Award for most anticipated product of 2025. Congratulations, Glenn. Iconic Arcade came in second at 27%. Alice Pinball came in third at 13%. And the X Arcade Haptic Kit came in last with 5%. I'm telling you right now, I'm going to shill out for this completely. You guys don't know how friggin' cool it is. I'm hoping tonight that's what I'm going to get to do after this, if it's not too late. Is GRS Backfu on track for March? Has there been any updates? I don't know about any updates on delays, but yeah, from everything I understand, completely on track. You'd have to watch Kicking It Old School Friday nights, Glenn's infomercial for his products, but also his weekly show. That's where you're going to get the most updates on the Buildacade FU, and he does other shows as well. Also, he's got like a million Facebook groups, so go check him out. But Glenn's been constantly updating us. He just updated us on another new feature he's doing on a product where the Kickstarter is already completed. So yeah, there's constant updates from Glenn, constant communication. All right, guys, speed things up. Come on, Mike, get it together, man. All right, this is going to be interesting specifically because of how the last poll went, because I expected more love for one product that didn't get it. So next poll is now going up, guys, for you guys to vote into. Oh, hold on. I was going to put it in just a chat instead of a poll, and that's how disorganized I am. Apologize, guys. Gonna have to get a co-host for this next year, 100%. Or have these already prepared in something in a different way instead of doing polls this way. Have you guys vote in the chat and have like some kind of StreamYard thing pick it up. We'll see. I'm not exactly technologically savvy, as some of you may already know. So, guys, here we go. And there might be a little bit of overlap, but that's going to be okay. So, guys, we're now looking at the Home Arcade Awards 2025 Best Pinball Product. So, the best product that came out in the past year, roughly, I think one of them might be outside that a little bit. For me, I got it in the last year. Anyways, the best pinball product of 2025. So, your choices are the My Arcade Game Station Go, where you could play, I forget the name of the actual pinball on it, but you could play the included Atari pinball that was on it. I can't remember the name of it for the life of me. I really didn't like the pinball itself, so I just completely wiped that from my memory. I apologize. Then you've got Pinball FX VR through MetaQuest. I've been such a big fan of it. I've been going crazy for it all year. We just found out last week on the last episode of Pinball Bites, we've got another big update coming where, of course, we're getting the Godzilla games, Snoopy Christmas Pinball, and I'm so excited. We're getting Monster Bash, Creature from the Black Lagoon. It's got already so many awesome William games, and adding the Elvira games. Chef's Kiss, like incredible. Balls of Steel, thank you. That's the one. That's the one that's on the Atari Game Station Go. Then, of course, something that's used in conjunction with Pinball FX VR, but a lot of people are just using it for playing pinball in general, is the X Arcade 2TV XR. The connection between this and Pinball FX VR completely changes the experience, and I can't wait for you guys to experience the haptic kit. I don't care how many people call me a shill for it. It deserves it. It's so friggin' cool. Originally a $500 add-on just to get a more physical experience for Pinball FX. I would say, I don't know if it's worth the upgrade, but it's so friggin' good, man. Anyways, other people have taken it, putting TVs on it, and play pinball specifically with the X Arcade kit. So that's very cool. And then last but not least is the new AtGames Legends Pinball TMNT HDP. So this is a new Legends Pinball HD. It's got the same brain and horsepower as a Legends Pinball 4KP. Same amount of screens, albeit the back glass screen is a little bit smaller. And, you can play all your games on it. Hopefully, Zen's coming in the future, not available right now. So get your votes up in the comments what you think the best pinball product of 2025 is. Man, I really like my 4KP, but I'm going to be honest, I wouldn't say this if it wasn't for the haptic feedback kick, but 100% Pinball FX VR and the X Arcade. I think that's a better pinball experience. The games do play a little bit slow. They're a little bit easier, but man, it's so friggin' good. Like honestly, I if I didn't have an AtGames Legends Pinball 4KP or a Legends Pinball HD, I mean, the experience being able to actually see like the depth of the world under glass while you're in VR and with those haptics is just so special. Like it's such a cool experience. So I would have to say that. Of course, At Games does have more games and access to other games that aren't available. So that's something got to be taken into consideration as well. No, I couldn't put the 4KP because the 4KP is not new for 2025. We're talking about best pinball product of 2025. If this was 2023, absolutely the 4KP would be there. Not this vote because it didn't come out in 2025. Haptics Kit is the best. Man, I can't stop eating these cheese balls from Costco. They're delicious. I wish I could go back in time and stop myself from buying an At Games V pin and have money to buy the X Arcade with VR. Like, yeah, I mean, Video Game Vegas, we don't know what we don't know. We don't know what's coming in the future. I'll go back to something that people give me a lot of shit about is I did very positive reviews of the original Arcade1Up pinball. And they were comparing it, they wanted to experience comparing it to high level V pin and other V pin builds which I had no experience with. For me, as a new consumer to pinball, playing virtual pinball on a device like this for the first time, I thought it was awesome. But then later on, I got the At Games Legends pinball and then hooked the PC up to it. Then playing Pinball FX through the PC, through my At Games Legends pinball, I realized how much of a better experience that was. So you don't know what you don't know. So those reviews, my opinion kind of changed over time. Now I still love the actual like physical shape of the box. I love the height of the pinball. I love some of the art. I thought it was very cool for its time. But then again, a lot of people thought what was it? Toy Shock was incredible for its time too, and we're very fond of that until something better came along, right? Thanks, MG. Greatly appreciated, right? Yeah, I mean, like the actual machine itself, like the height, the build, and everything like that, it was solid. It felt good. It looked good. The problem was, the games just didn't come across as good as they should have on the device. Like they were 720p on a 1080p screen. They just weren't optimized right. Whether it couldn't have been the quality for the brain because soft mod does it better. Oh, all right, guys. So I didn't set a timer on this. I'm going to wait 6 minutes ago. We're already up. So I'm going to end the poll. And ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the poll for best pinball product of 2025 with 36% of the vote is the At Games Legends Pinball HDP. So congratulations to At Games. I think this is the second award tonight on the Home Arcade Award. At Games have won for first one was for their Turtles licensing, and now their Legends HDP wins best pinball product. Coming in second was Pinball FX VR on MetaQuest with 29%. And that's tied actually with X Arcade 2TV XR, also with 29%. And not a surprise, obviously, the Balls of Steel pinball on the Meyer. It's cool that you can play it on a handheld device like that. It's just the games aren't very good. Oh, no, James. I'm not combining them. Give it up. Give it up. At Games won. At Games won. All right, guys, let's get the next one up. Let's try to get through this. Sorry for keeping you so long tonight. I think where we just did best pinball, you know what the next one's going to be. And one of these choices may surprise you, but believe it or not, we had it in the chat last week. People were saying it's their favorite thing they bought this year. I wouldn't have picked it, but it's their choice, so they could do it. All right, so I'm going to move this now. Share a screen. Sorry this is taking so long. In a year where we didn't have much, this screen should be a good indication of that. We have the best home actual arcade, released in 2025. So I'm going to start the timer. You guys have 4 minutes to vote. What was your favorite actual arcade product, actual arcade of 2025? Your choices, which is one I wouldn't have put on there because of its slim nature, but I did see people that were voting for this and were excited. So Pac-Man Neon from Arcade1Up. A lot of people think it's beautiful, said it was their favorite thing they bought this year. So that is an option. Wouldn't be on my list, but vote with your heart. Then, of course, we have Arcade1Up's Terminator 2, which was a surprise release. I don't think anybody really saw it coming. A lot of people in the community were excited to get their hands on Terminator, but with that being in mind, it was also a slim release. Then we've got the basic fun Star Wars cab, despite its issues with the screen and maybe with the Moo emulation, also with the yoke being low, still very solid product, looks very good in person, and they just had that great sale for $449. And then last but not least, finally showing up on tonight's event is G.I. Joel with his Build Choice Arcade. G.I. Joel doing what nobody in the community has been able to do so far, except for Glenn with the add-ons to his Build-A-Cade FU, giving us a 3/4 scale home arcade Nintendo cab. This is a much smaller company, not like the big retail companies we have up here, but the product speaks for itself and deserves to be there. Yo, Joel! Plastique says, I haven't heard of G.I. Joel, but I'm voting for it because it's interest and because of how subpar the other 3. Most people don't own one, but I can confidently say that is the best. Stock Jock, come on, start talking up your boy, G.I. Joel. You really missed a trick with this show. You could have had 2 shows if you had split this up. By the way, I take it back. Your JPG work is lazy. PNG work, MG. PNG. Dark Realm Gaming, good to see you, man. I missed the first Terminator 2, so I had to buy the second one when it came around. Yeah, no problem. Plastique says knowing is half the battle. All right, guys, so we got 1:40 left for you to decide what's your best home arcade product of 2025 that came out. Here's one of the owners of the G.I. Joe Build Choice arcades. G.I. Joel arcade is amazing. It's a centerpiece of any home arcade. Hoping for G.I. Joel gets number 1 spot and Basic Fun gets number 2. No, look at the top of the screen. JPG, you graphical idiot. Yes, I made a JPG image with PNGs. Oh, I won't even tell you the conversation I had with MG about screens the other night. I mean, my TV behind me, it's 60 hertz TV, but it says it runs games at 120. And then he's like, it's impossible. They can't run games at 120 if it's only 60 hertz. I said, I don't care. I don't know the answer to this. That's just they had branding on it. And he's like, you started it. It's all a JPG. You're not wrong, MG. You're not wrong. My G.I. Joe Donkey Kong Jr. looks so good. You won't be disappointed if you get one. If you're wondering about this product, haven't looked at it yet, go check it out on Stock Jock's channel. He did a review of it. He also did an unboxing of one product from a very far distance, and he had the wrong camera angle, so the video's like this big. All right, guys, 5 seconds left, and this one is a runaway. Not surprised. It's the most interesting topic. We will end the timer there. End poll. Anyways, guys, ladies and gentlemen, the winner, and I'm very proud to say this. He deserves it because of the awesome work he's done. I know, like, he killed himself. He just went on vacation to Florida, killed himself to send out his orders, including Israel Gaming's orders coming out there. G.I. Joel's gaming cabinets wins with a impressive 64% of the votes for his Nintendo themed cabinets. Congratulations, G.I. Joel Gaming. And Jason, I don't know if you're still here or if you went over to run P-Dub's stream, but if you're not here, G.I. Joel, if you're here, can you please put a link to your website in the chat? I know he's not taking any orders right now because he just did another run of orders for Black Friday, but keep an eye on his website. As soon as orders goes up, you guys should jump in. Very reasonable and awesome quality product. He's even going to help me out when I get some money together. I'm going to order one here in Canada. Just got a Teams message. Thank you very much, Jason. For anybody interested, watch this webpage for new arcade cabinet orders coming soon. Actually, there's still a few left, so if you are interested, there still is ability for you to buy one of these G.I. Joel Build Choice cabinets. And if Stock Jock or Galaga Guy or anybody that's did a video, if you're here in the chat and you want to throw up a link to your video so people can check it out, that would be appreciated as well. I almost voted for the Pac-Man Neon because I thought Arcade. I don't have an affiliate link with G.I. Joel, you jerk. Oh, Perfect Storm Gaming, good to see you. Don't bring that up on the stream. This is supposed to be positive, man. Anyways, last but not least, we got one more, guys, and then we can clue it up for tonight, and I can let you get over to P-Dub's screen or whatever the hell else you want to do on a Monday night. 1 second. Woo, let's see how this one goes. Start the poll. There's a lot of writing tonight. This is more writing than I did at work today. All right, here we go, guys. So vote in the chat. If I make a spelling mistake, please don't harangue me for it. I don't want that. All right, now, so the poll is up for the biggest award of the night, the most important award. Actually, we do have one more after this, but I'm going to skip that one because it's not as cool as this one, and it's not really that big a deal anyways. But, ladies and gentlemen, I don't like this view. How did this happen? I don't know what's going on here. I'm going to go back to this one. I don't like this. Let me see if I can fix that for you guys. 1 second. Uno momento, por favor. We'll make it bigger. We have the technology. Best overall home arcade product of 2025. So this combines everything: pinball, handhelds, arcades, everything. Here are your 4 choices based on community feedback I received over the last little while. Arcade1Up with their Pac-Man neon, Slim Cab. I don't get it, but people really liked it. Star Wars Return of the Jedi from Basic Fun, which I think obviously looks like it's their best product. Despite the TN monitor, despite the Moo emulation, it's really, really pretty in person. The yoke is really good. And I think one of the things that might be a topic we add next year to the Home Arcade Awards, you've got that Star Wars mod that Buy Stuff Arcades are doing now. That may become a award for next year, best home arcade mod, because that's going to make this thing so much better. Of course, we've got the AtGames Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Legends Pinball HDP. And then last but not least, the prize that just won the best home arcade arcade product, G.I. Joe's Build Choice Nintendo style cabinets. So there you go. Those are your choices. I'm going to give you guys 4 minutes to vote. Let's find out what's the best overall home arcade product. I like seeing this. I would like to message you after the stream, G.I. Joel. He loves people. He loves people. He's such an outgoing person. Mike Hockerts, I'm voting for G.I. Joel, even though don't have mine in hand yet. It is exactly what I was looking for. G.I. Joel, are you on Michael B's Discord? Yeah, he doesn't go into my Discord. He's a real jerk. G.I. Joel taking all the awards tonight. Best of a bad bunch. Will G.I. Joel ship to Canada? No, but maybe. But it's expensive, but it's worth it. Anybody who knows me knows I couldn't give 2 shits about Arcade1Up, but Joel stuff speaks for itself. G.I. Joel all day. Thank you very much, Perfect Storm Gaming. We're making things happen. G.I. Joel looks like he's got another award coming. This award show was the best G.I. Joel ad campaign ever. I live to give. I mean, you guys are voting, not me. That's not true, G.I. Joel. Get out of here, you jerk. There you go. Turd and feathered, MG. Turd and feathered. So, guys, we got 2 minutes and 16 seconds left to vote. Currently 48 votes, 47, 48. It went up and then down. See, when Mike calls you to join his Discord, you listen. Same team, guys. These jokes will never get old. Never. Oh, it's so friggin' cool, man. Like, I would obviously, my plan is to go with a Donkey Kong 3/4 build, and like, you can put whatever you want on it, but I'm just putting the 3 Donkey Kong games. That's all I want on it. Like, Moat mentioned this on 19K Fox's show last night. He talked about he actually preferred when Arcade1Up did less games and more accurate controls and screen formations. Couldn't agree more. Less is more. I just want a real like replica Arcade1Up Donkey Kong, just the 3 games. Maybe I had Popeye, but not really. I just want the 3 Donkey Kong games. That's all I want. I'm gonna let you finish. And Jason Little Alien sharing a link to my Discord. Like it said in the chat, when Mike B calls you to join his Discord, you listen. No, he's doing a Robotron too, and I might get the Robotron as well. But like Nintendo Cab, there is no chance anybody's doing a Nintendo Cab. No chance. All right, guys, 34 seconds. B Kirby just joined the Discord. Welcome, B Kirby. Thanks for joining, my man. When B Kirby gets a call to join the Michael B Discord, he listens. We're down to the last award of the night. I need a coffee, maybe a little bit of toast with some homemade jam, some butter. It's going to be amazing. All right, guys, that ends the poll. Only 51 votes. The apathy kills me on this, kills me. And the winner of Best Overall Product 2025 goes to... yes, G.I. Joel is also making a Robotron, and you should be excited. I know Jason Little Alien is, because the winner of the Best Overall Home Arcade Product of 2025, as voted by you, the people watching the show, is the G.I. Joel Build Choice Let's Go Cabs. Congratulations, G.I. Joel. You take home your second award of the night and the biggest award of the night. It's a testament to what you're doing, going out there and making something that really everybody else in the community kind of gave up hope that we would ever see somebody make. And also the fact you're doing it with such quality and also such a good reputation means the world to a lot of people. Congratulations. Oh, James, I do got to bring this up. Coming in at second place with 20% of the vote was the AtGames TMNT HD Pinball. Third place does go to Pac-Man Neon, Arcade1Up with 8%, and the Basic Fun Star Wars pulling up the rear with 5%. So, ladies and gentlemen, that has been the Home Arcade Awards 2025. I would tell you that next year is going to be more organized, more streamlined. It's going to go better. But of course, you know, I'm going to be lying. The thing to take away from it, hopefully, is that next year is going to be better. All kinds of rumors about new companies. We're finally going to see Wonderland Amusements products out in people's hands. Iconic Arcade, not only will their first product be in people's hands, but hopefully their second and maybe even third and fourth. And of course, Basic Fun, from everything I hear, is planning on having a big 2026. Hopefully that comes to fruition. And next year's show is a lot more exciting than this year's was. We made the best of a bad situation. And all congratulations to Joel, an independent company, you'll love to see it, took home not just Best Arcade, but Best Overall Arcade Product. Third-party companies sometimes do rule. Anyways, guys, thank you so much, everybody, for watching. This is Michael B. the Game Genie. We'll talk to you next time. Surprise award, one last award, and for the Lifetime Achievement Award for the Home Arcade Awards for the best and most frequently deleted Home Arcade channel from a commenter. The winner is Naughty List MG, who may delete his channel after this. Only time will tell. Good night, everybody.